we've been together, what, 8 weeks now. I'm not sure we've ever had a build-up quite like it. So it's definitely different from that perspective. Obviously, we're full-time, so there's not the worry of having to go back and think about work. It's just purely rugby, and then at the end of the week recover, ready to go again the following week. So yeah, it's certainly slightly different. I mean, not that the RFU never gave us the support before, but you can see that the level's gone up in terms of how much they have increased that time and time. And look from 2010 to where we are now, it's like pretty much incomparable. So,
yeah,
so
well, yeah. You're jumping onto my next question. I was going to say, I mean, from your beginnings in a white shirt, from then through to now, the standards and no doubt the expectation levels have risen as well.
Yeah, I think the expectation, obviously being one of the only professional sites in the world, that does come with it, with the expectation of delivering on performances and results, and no more so than I think on ourselves, but you just got to look around the makeup of our staff and how many people we have to support us, how many people we've got in camp, you know, like I think nearly 40 players in camp. Like, I'm not sure we've ever had that many supporting the whole programme of the build up to World Cup. So yeah, we're at Penny Hill. We've had, yeah, like the longest preparation we've had for a World Cup. So it's very different to 2010, when I think we had a few camps here and there, and we've probably only had the World Cup squad in for that preparation. So yeah, it is very, very different.
Yeah, and I know your focus is obviously on England and the Red Rose, but actually I was reflecting as well that with more and more countries now, with contracts, professionalism, the time they're spending together, whether it's the Welsh or the Scots, you know, or the Irish aren't involved in this World Cup, but they're on a tour to Japan. It very much feels to me, coupled with you talking about 8 weeks, that actually this is an opportunity, perhaps these couple of months this summer could be another turning of the chapter in terms of the women's game. I
think it will be, definitely. Like, you look around at the minute and you see all the advertisements for the different World Cup warm-up games, and you know, I know Scotland have been in camp for probably as long as we have, and Wales, and you look over in New Zealand, France, you know, everyone, the amount of time they're now putting into the preparation. We've never had official test warm-up games. You know, it's always been a behind doors like training game, like for 20 minutes, whatever. But now, because of the commerciality of it, like they go, no, we're going to have test matches, we're going to have a proper like warm-up for this World Cup, and that's replicated around the world. Teams are jetting off everywhere as we watch, so it's going to be really interesting. You're going to get eyes on teams. Are they going to show their hand early? Are they going to keep things back? There's a lot of different things. I'm sure you'll see different combinations of people, and yeah, I think it's certainly, I believe and really hope that it's a massive turning point. I think it's got the makings of the biggest World Cup we've ever had, like the most competitive. We've seen teams have the most preparation for it than they've ever had before. And like you say, those teams that are not in there, they're trying to maintain that and do their own programs at the same time. So hopefully by 2025, 3 years, it's gone on another level.
Yeah, and the likes of New Zealand obviously came up here and got beaten in the autumn by England and France. England then did a job on France in that Six Nations. Understandably, I will say, where you weren't, that England are up there to be beaten, or are certainly going to be up there like they always are to be shot at. How hard is it then to really feel that what you're doing in camp, the trust you have in the coaches, is keeping you ahead of that chasing pack? Because until you meet them, you're not going to know.
Oh God, you've got no idea, are you? Like, there's one thing for sure, and we're very realistic, is that every team from the last time we will have played them will have moved on. You know, they've spent more time than they've ever done before, had test matches going into it. Their like unity of what they're trying to do will be much improved. Like everyone, like the Black Ferns, you've already seen from their performance at the weekend, like they've gone on from where they were in the autumn. Like, again, how much time have they got before World Cup? They're going to go on again. They're at a home World Cup, you know. We also know, like, when a team loses to another team, they've got a point to prove. So we've just got to really trust in ourselves of like how much we're pushing each other in training. There's been some dark times for everyone. It's probably the hardest pre-season I've ever done. We've been asked to go to new levels, and we drive that every week, and we can only think about ourselves and what we need to do and where we need to take our game, and we'll face the challenges head on, and we're under no illusion that they're going to be tougher than they've ever been.
Yeah, so tough you saw your breakfast again, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Literally running along, throwing up is a real treat.
And I guess in a year where we have seen women's sport in the UK really pushed high, well, I should say England more than the UK, but the Lionesses' victory has done a lot for the profile of women's sport through many countries, you know, not just England, and of course across many sports. How much fun would it be to add a Rugby World Cup winners medal to the haul that the England football ladies managed to do this summer? Oh,
they were inspirational, weren't they? And you get like a little tingle about what they've achieved, knowing, obviously having done that before, and amazing, and to go on this journey and do it with this group would be phenomenal, and yeah, it would hopefully keep that momentum in women's sport. I mean, that, like, you look at all the Commonwealth and Europeans and how championships that women have done amazingly well, and if we can go and fly the flag for women's sport as well and go all the way, that would hopefully top off an amazing year. But I know it's very cliche and it's a very media trained answer, but we definitely know that going across the other side of the world, we're not going to be handed it. Like, there's teams, when you get to a World Cup, all bets are off, all previous form goes out the window. It's a there and then competition, and yeah, we've just got to go there and put our best performance out there, like game after game after game, and hopefully we get all that way and come back with the outcome that we want.
6 and a bit weeks to go.
Is it? I'm just taking 1 week at a time at the minute, tick, that's another week done, on to the next.
I thought you might. Yeah. Sarah, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Nick.